I just decided to make this video to highlight the results that we see from long-term low carb versus long-term high carb, low fat diets. There's been all this talk, of course, that carbs make you fat, and it's impossible to be lean or to be healthy with a high carb, low fat diet. So I decided to just only focus on the gurus that have been doing it for a long time. I mean, you know, we're not looking for random low carb people, random high carb people, because obviously we'll find thin people on both sides of the spectrum. I tried to make it fair. These are the gurus that have been doing it for a long time, that make a living off of it, that have, you know, written books or counseled people. So here we go. So here we have Dr. Esselstyn on the right. Okay, low fat, high carb. Supposedly it's impossible to be thin. And here's Barry Sears, a creator of the Zone, which is the 40-30-30 diet, which ends up being, you know, 30% fat, 30% protein. And he makes a big deal about insulin, and you know, you can't consume a lot of carbs because there's insulin. So let's go through some more. So here we have, let's start on the bottom. So we have Loren Cordain here, and then here's Dr. Campbell, who's much older than him, which should mean that it should be harder for him to lose weight, to stay thin. And look how thin this man is. This is Dr. Campbell, the author of the China study, and this is Loren Cordain, major paleo guru. Okay, and we can see the situation there, you know, with the chin and whatnot. And I'm not attacking anybody. I mean, I'm sure these people are all lovely people. Just pointing out, looking at the science of the diet, the results that it's gotten them. Okay, not an attack on any of them. So here we have low carb guru Dr. Davis. Okay, he wrote The Wheat Belly, and you know, we can see there's a little bit of a chin there. It's not the best picture, I couldn't find much of him, but you know, we can see a little bit of a chin there. And now let's compare him to Dr. Neil Barnard, and we can look at the chin situation, neck situation. We can obviously see he's quite a bit thinner. Okay, and trust me, if I found better pictures, it would actually be more dramatic than this, because Dr. Neil Barnard is actually very, very thin. Okay, so next we have Dr. Popper, Popper, and we can put her against the woman who is linked with the Weston A. Price Foundation, Sally Fallon. Okay, so here she is, and we can see there, and again, there's pictures of her that I've seen where she obviously looks quite a bit heavier, but if you compare them, there's no question that this is a high carb, low fat promoter, and Sally Fallon believes very much in high fat and a lot of cholesterol, and believes that it's a myth that fat makes you fat. So here we have Dr. McDougall and Dr. Atkins. So these are both sort of like the godfathers of these their diets. So McDougall, high carb, low fat, major promoter of potatoes to stay thin. And here we have Dr. Atkins, who most of us know, okay, was low carb, high fat, and such a thing. So I think it's fair to say there's quite a bit of a difference. So next we have this is Jeff Novick. He's not a doctor, actually. He's a nutritionist, and he promotes the McDougall diet. High carb, low fat, about 80% carbs, 10% fat. Supposedly it's impossible to stay that. And here we have Dr. Weil, okay, who says it's a myth that fat makes you fat. He's not a low carb guru, by the way, to be fair, but he does believe that as long as you get healthy fats in, healthy omegas, and healthy olive oils, that you will have no problem losing weight. It's a myth. It's a total myth. Well, I don't know about that one. What do you think? Here's these are two gurus. This is Jimmy Moore. He has a show called Living La Vida Low Carb, and he goes on and on about low carb, and how high fat, you know, high carb isn't the best way to go. Low carb is the way to go. And then we put him against Durian Ryder, who eats countless bananas a day, follows the 80-10-10 diet of fruits, primarily 80% carbs, 10% fat. Okay, so here we go. So I'm comparing apples to apples. Okay, I'm not just randomly finding people. So there you go. So hope you found this helpful. Maybe this says a thing or two